Hi guys, it's Lindsay Ann, and today we are making homemade cream-filled Hostess cupcakes, just like the kind I grew up with, but so much better because we are making them from scratch with my favorite moist, fudgy chocolate cupcake recipe, stuffed with a creamy marshmallow filling and topped with a smooth, rich chocolate glaze and that nostalgic white squiggle on top. These are actually a lot easier to make than you think, and people seriously love these. So to give the cupcakes that classic look, we're going to start with a super simple chocolate cupcake recipe that is virtually foolproof. So to start, we're just going to combine all the dry ingredients in a bowl, and I'm going to pour these over a sieve to remove any lumps. So here I have 1 cup of white sugar, 3/4 cup plus 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour, 1/2 cup of unsweetened dark, or you can use Dutch processed cocoa powder, 3/4 teaspoon baking soda, 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And now we're just going to give that a little mix to get everything incorporated. Alright, now we're going to combine the wet ingredients. So to start, I have 1/2 cup of buttermilk, and if you don't have buttermilk, you can go ahead and check out my video on how to make your own homemade buttermilk substitute using regular milk and vinegar. And to that, we're just going to add 1/4 cup of vegetable oil, 1 large egg, and 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. And I'm just going to whisk this all together and pour it right on top of our dry ingredients. Then whisk this all together. Look at how dark and fudgy and amazing this looks already. And for the last step, we're just going to stir in 1/2 cup of boiling hot water. So the batter is going to be really thin and runny like this, but when you put it in the oven, the magic happens and they turn into beautiful dark fudgy cupcakes. So now what I like to do is just take the batter and pour it right back into a measuring cup so it's easier to get it into the pan. Then we're just going to spray a cupcake pan with some nonstick spray instead of using cupcake liners to give them that authentic Hostess cupcake look. And just pour about 3 to 4 tablespoons of batter into each little well of the cupcake pan. Here I'm using just a 1/4 cup measuring cup so I can measure out to get the same amount of batter into each cupcake. Now we're just going to bake these in a preheated 350-degree oven for about 16 to 18 minutes until they're done. Alright, while the cupcakes are baking, we get to make that creamy marshmallow filling for the cupcakes. And as always, you guys can find all the directions and recipe ingredients on my website at lindsayannbakes.com. So after the video, head on over there for all the details and more of my favorite cupcake recipes. Alright, so first I'm just going to beat about 1/2 cup of shortening in a bowl on medium speed till it's nice and creamy. And you can definitely also use softened butter instead of shortening if you want. The shortening just gives it more of that authentic cream filling taste, but either one definitely works. Then I'm just going to beat in 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Now I'm just going to reduce the speed to low so we can beat in 2 cups of powdered sugar, just a little bit at a time, until it's all incorporated. And we're just going to beat in about 1 to 2 tablespoons of cream and beat that on medium-high speed for about 1 to 2 minutes to get it really nice and soft and creamy. Okay, now we're going to set aside about 1/2 cup of this, and we're going to put this in a little plastic baggie to use later so we can pipe on that little squiggle on top of the cupcakes. And last, we just get to beat in 1 cup of marshmallow cream right into the remaining mixture until it's nice and smooth and creamy. Look at this. I could honestly be perfectly content eating this stuff by the spoonful. Okay, now I'm going to transfer the rest of this filling into a plastic baggie so it's easier to squeeze right into the center of our cupcakes. Alright, our cupcakes should be about done at this point, so I'm going to go get them out of the oven and let them start cooling so we can get started on our chocolate glaze to dunk the tops of our cupcakes in. So now we're going to heat a 1/4 cup of cream in the microwave for 1 to 2 minutes until it starts to bubble up and get really hot. Just make sure it doesn't boil over the cup. And you can also do this in a little saucepan over the stovetop if you want to. Okay, so our cream has just started to boil, so we're quickly going to pour this right over a bowl of 4 ounces of chocolate, which is 2/3 cup of chocolate chips. And I'm just going to add 1 tablespoon of butter on top, and we're just going to let this sit. Don't be tempted to mix it yet, just let it sit there for a few minutes so it really melts all the chocolate. All right, now we get to just stir this together. And just keep stirring until it gets nice and thick and smooth and chocolatey like this. Oh my goodness, look how good this looks. Okay, so now we're just gonna set this aside to let it cool and thicken up a little bit while our cupcakes finish cooling. All right, so our cupcakes are fully cooled, so now I'm just gonna take them out of the cupcake pan and put them on a little serving platter. So to get the filling into the cupcake, I like to create a little well with an apple core. So what you're gonna do is just stick it right in the center, give it a little twist, and pull it out. Now you can also just cut a little cone shape out of the top of the cupcake too. I have a whole video on all the different kinds of ways you can fill a cupcake, so go check that out if you're interested. I just like this handy dandy little trick. So now to get our filling into the cupcake, we're just gonna snip the corner off that bag of filling we put aside, and we're just gonna squeeze it right on into the little hole we made. All right, now we get to do the finishing touches. So what you're gonna do is just take that cupcake and dunk the top right into our chocolate glaze, coat it all over the top, and do a little flick of the wrist, and there we have our perfectly glazed cupcake. Okay, so our cupcakes are all glazed, so I'm just gonna pop this in the fridge for about 15 minutes to let the glaze set. And in the meantime, don't throw away those little scraps of cupcakes you cut out. Somebody has got to do a taste test. I know, it's a tough job. All right, so our chocolate glaze is set, so now we get to do the final step and add those iconic little squiggles on top of the cupcake. So what I'm gonna do is just take that little bag of icing that we set aside when we were making our filling and just snip off the tiniest little piece right off the corner. And now you can do a little practice run of the squiggles if you want before you actually pipe right onto the cupcake. And whenever you're ready, just start at one side of the cupcake and loop-de-loop-de-loop, and just keep going all the way across the cupcake. And we're just gonna keep making little loops across the top of all of our cupcakes. And you can also customize these to pipe different things on the top of your cupcakes, like someone's name or words or a sweet little heart. You can even use food coloring to create a colored filling for the inside of your cupcakes. If you guys give these a try, be sure to tag me in a picture on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter and let me know what kind of creative variations you guys came up with. These came out so cute. I cannot wait to break into one of these and see how it turned out. Look at that moist, fudgy cupcake stuffed with marshmallow cream filling. That rich, chocolatey glaze is like 10 times better than the original. I think the filling is my favorite part. So there we have my homemade cream-filled Hostess cupcakes. I hope you guys loved them. Head on over to lindsayannbakes.com for the full recipe and a ton more that I know you're gonna love. And be sure you're subscribed to my YouTube channel so you can be the first to see my all new videos, and I'll see you guys next time.